Hey, Joey Star here for Star Quality Kitchen. Now, every once in a while, the fast food giants out there, they try to come up with all these different promotional ideas, all these special ideas to try to get your attention, get you into their restaurants, try limited time stuff, and maybe while you're there, order stuff that people normally get. It's not too often that I'm impressed by an idea that one of these guys have. You know how every fast food place and its brother has some form of breaded chicken. You know, you have your chicken nuggets, you got your chicken tenders, you got your chicken fingers, you got your chicken. Arby's decided to say, hey, hold my Coca-Cola because I have a new idea. And that idea is steak nuggets. I really have no clue what these are going to taste like when I try them, but I love the idea. Everyone's doing chicken, let's do steak. So for a limited time, if you go to Arby's, you have 3 options for trying their steak nuggets. You can just get the steak nuggets, which comes in either a 5-piece or a 9-piece. You can get the steak nugget sandwich, or you can get the steak nugget bowl. Well, I decided to pick up all 3 to try them so that you know what it's like, because that's what you pay me for. So when we get started here, we're gonna go right down the line. We're gonna start with just a plain old steak nuggets. Get a little peek of what this looks like close up. It's got a nice kind of a barbecue smokish kind of flavor. It kind of reminds me of a freshly made beef jerky as far as the aroma goes. The color, it's got a hell of a charge. Give it a squeeze. Oh, it's very tender. In fact, just giving a slight bit of pressure from my thumb, it's actually starting to come apart. And since it's doing so, let's take a look at the inside. Let me just see, look at that. It just comes right apart. Let's check out those insides. Just a hint of a glisten, super duper tender. I'm actually starting to salivate a little bit because it tastes good. You have the option of getting 3 different kinds of things to dip it into. I picked up all 3. But before I do that, I want to set our baseline by trying it as is. And in fact, I'm going to try half of one. Let's go ahead and try that. Okay. The flavor, a bit smoky, very similar to like a decent beef jerky as far as the flavor goes. Thankfully, a heck of a lot more tender and nowhere near the amount of chew that a beef jerky is going to give you. But pretty enjoyable. I gotta say though, and it's mainly the outer part of the steak. It is a hint dry. So this is Arby's barbecue sauce. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. It's so rare that I go to Arby's. And it's been so long since I've gone to Arby's or even gotten anything from them that I don't even know if this is something they have on hand or if they brought it out special for this promotion. It's very loose. Just to give you an idea, whoop, drips right out, okay? So that's good. The aroma is a bit on the sweet side, but also a bit smoky. Let's see what it tastes like. Dab my finger. Okay, so the barbecue sauce, honestly, nothing special. It tastes like any old barbecue sauce you would get prepackaged at a fast food restaurant. And that's not to say that it's bad, just that it's very, very predictable. Let me go ahead and take this other half of this steak nugget, give that a generous dunk into the barbecue sauce here, and see what it tastes like. Okay, so the sauce does a decent job in addressing the issue I spoke about a moment ago with the dryness on the outside of the steak. It doesn't eliminate it, but it leaves it a lot. As far as how it complements the flavor of the steak, honestly, it's different. I wouldn't even necessarily say that it's better, but it's different. If you're a barbecue sauce lover, you're probably gonna prefer it. Me personally, I'm not seeing a great benefit of dipping in the barbecue sauce, but I am glad that I tried it so I know. Next, we're gonna try with Arby's ranch. If you've seen any of my videos before where I'm testing out fast food ranch sauce, then you probably already know, with probably the exception of Shake Shack, I really dislike fast food ranch sauce packets. They tend to really not taste great. I'm gonna go ahead and grab another steak nugget here. I'm gonna grab the smallest one. And I'll just kind of give that a decent dip in there, right? Cover that little area with ranch. Let's see. Okay. First off, very thankful that the ranch sauce is decent, which already puts it ahead of a lot of other fast food restaurants. As far as dipping your steak nuggets in it, I prefer the way the steak nugget tastes with the ranch over how it tastes with that barbecue sauce. In fact, I'm going to take a little more because I actually enjoyed that bite. Yeah. Second bite in, Tastes even better. Third option, ketchup. I'm gonna put some on a plate here. Take that steak nugget, give it the old swirly swirl into some ketchup. Go ahead and take that bite. Ketchup itself, it's edible, but it's kind of, I feel like it's a little extreme on the tangy end. Almost to the point where the tanginess gives the ketchup a bit of bite. Borders between bite and sourness and over tanginess, all wrapped in one. Now, as far as what it's like to have that ketchup with the steak nugget, I feel like it's a pretty good combination, actually. I'm gonna take a little more here. Somehow, that smokiness and jerky tastiness actually goes pretty good with the ketchup. I would say it rivals how well it goes with the ranch. Next, I'm gonna try the steak nugget sandwich. I'll get a little close up there. So the steak nugget sandwich, from what I understand, it's a brioche bun and it has mayonnaise on there and pickles, Havarti cheese, and some crisp onion. Mayo is only on the bottom side. I mean, I prefer to have on both sides, but that's okay. The aroma, I'm smelling more the pickle than anything else. A little bit of the steak nugget, but I mean, at this point, I think it's a little bit colder too because I had it delivered and I was been yapping with you for the last however many few minutes. Obviously not at its best possible form, but I'll give it a little leeway based on that. Go ahead and take that first bite. It's not wowing me, but it's decent. I would say the steak nuggets are good. They're the same steak nuggets like I have here, right? However, with this brioche bun, this toasted brioche bun, while the inside of the bun is kind of moist, like a brioche bun would be, the toasted part, obviously it's a bit drier, and that dry kind of combines with the dryness on the outside of the nugget that I was explaining earlier. Therefore, giving the sandwich a bit of a drier taste. The fact that they only put mayonnaise on one side of it means there's less liquid to help out the dryness in the rest of the sandwich. Pickle's really good. It's a bit sweet. It's a bit dill. Helps cut through the fat a little bit. The Havarti cheese, very subtle. Good, smooth, but if you're not paying attention, you might forget that there's cheese on here. Take another bite. The crisp onion, good, not overpowering at all. It's just the right amount there. But again, it's a crisp onion, therefore it's a bit breaded. So there's a bit of a dryness on the outside of the onion, which joins forces with the dryness on the outside of the nuggets and the dryness in the toasted part of the brioche bun to deliver a bit of a dry punch to your taste buds. So while I feel like the sandwich has some really good elements to it, the potential of the sandwich is lost to the dryness, which is kind of sad because maybe a little bit more of the cheese melted in and maybe a little more mayonnaise on the bun and maybe a hint less of the dryness on the outside of the steak nuggets would take this from an okay sandwich, could have made it into like a really good or even great sandwich, but that potential's lost. Hate to say it, Arby's, but this is nothing to write home about. Finally, we have the steak nugget bowl. And what that bowl consists of is obviously the steak nuggets, the return of our crispy onions, and that sits on top of a bed of white cheddar macaroni and cheese. What's a little bit more exciting about this white macaroni and cheese in this bowl is that at this time, Arby's also has, for a limited time, that white macaroni and cheese. So even though I only ordered 3 limited time items from Arby's, I'm essentially tasting 4. So there's a sticker on this container that says, please stir before eating. Before I stir, nice creamy smell from the macaroni and cheese. Bit of a stronger aroma from the crisp onions, more so than the sandwich. Not really smelling the steak, and that's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up. Stir the pot, if you will. Ha 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 ha. Just gotta mix that up, mix it up, mix it up. This is actually pretty thick between the cheese sauce and the actual pasta that's in here. So now what was previously not the prettiest thing to look at is even uglier now. But ugly does not mean it's bad tasting. I like the aroma that's coming off of this. I'm very curious. I want to try some of the mac and cheese without anything else in it. Yeah, I think this bite will do so. Pasta has a good chew, slightly al dente. Cheese has a bit of a bold flavor. It's actually a pretty decent white cheddar flavor. I'm thinking that if I went back to Arby's and ordered just a bowl of the macaroni and cheese, I'm gonna be pretty happy with it. Let me go ahead and get some of this with the crisp onion. So just mac and cheese and crisp onion, because I'm curious. Nice blend with the onion flavor, with that bold cheddar white cheese. Now let's get some, I think this is the smallest nugget in this bowl here. Go ahead and just kind of get that and kind of swirl it into this mac and cheese. I got a nice cheesy, macky covered steak nugget. Go ahead and give that a shot. You know, that white cheddar cheese sauce, nice compliment to that smoky, tender steak nugget. It's good. I definitely like that. Go ahead and get a piece. I mean, since these steak nuggets are actually pretty tender, I'm going to break one apart in here. And then I'm going to take some mac and cheese with some visible crisp onion and then pierce that steak nugget with that. So now, pretty big fork full. Thankfully, I have a big mouth. And I got some white cheddar mac and cheese. Got some crisp onion. You can see some of it hanging off the bottom of the fork here. And about a third or half of a steak nugget. This should be the money shot. A little bit of a trifecta of flavor there. That bold, creamy white cheddar cheese, picking up a bit of a savory extra from that crisp onion, immediately seeps itself into that steak nugget, combines with that smoky flavor. I mean, I know you're not completely sheltered. You've had smoky flavor with cheese before, so you know how that can work. Works well here. Works pretty well. Overall, pretty good. I would say of the three offerings I just tried, this combination is the most satisfying to your taste buds. And I can tell you right now, I mean, this is a pretty good sized bowl. There's a lot of pasta in here. If you bought this and a drink at Arby's, it's a pretty decent meal. But now my curiosity's killing me. I'm gonna do something that I never ever do. I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave for like half a minute or something, just to raise it up a little bit and just kind of get that sauce a little looser. I really need to know what this tastes like under those conditions. All right, so I've heated it up a little bit. I'm just gonna mix it up a little so that everything's kind of stirred up and nice. Bit of crisp onion and a whole lot of mac. Definitely heating it up was a good move. Definitely enhances the flavor quite a bit. You ordered a steak nugget bowl, get it while it's hot. So that's my review. Arby's limited time steak nuggets. Comes in 3 varieties. The 5 or 9 piece steak nuggets themselves, steak nugget sandwich, and steak nugget bowl. Of the 3, I definitely preferred the steak nugget bowl. It's pretty decent, but overall, I'm gonna have to be slightly harsh here, but the way I feel about the quality and taste of this food is the way I feel about Arby's in general. They've always been good, but I'm never just like, oh my gosh, I gotta go drive into the next town and get to an Arby's. It's more like Arby's is usually a choice of opportunity. And that's how I feel about this food. It's decent. I do think it's worth trying. If you have any kind of curiosity or you just love steak, you just want to have something different than your traditional chicken nuggets, Arby's is not a bad way to go for this little bit of time. If you want a little more flavor, if you want to be a little more satisfied at the end of the meal, definitely recommend get the steak nuggets with the white cheddar mac and cheese bowl. Eat it while it's hot, and you're going to find that it's enjoyable. It's not life-changing by any means, but it's pretty good. I mean, I'm going to enjoy eating the rest of this. How about you? Have you been to Arby's lately? Have you tried these limited time items or even tried the white cheddar mac and cheese by itself? What are your thoughts? If you tried them all, which are your favorites? And since you're down there writing, tell me, how often do you go to Arby's and how long has it been since the last time you've been there? Thanks so much for watching Star Quality Kitchen. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and stalk. Laters. I think it's a wash. Donkey.